La 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 la. Ooh. I have no idea what I'm doing. Hello, Greg. Thank you. Uh, I'm very tired and I wasn't planning on streaming today, but it's been a long time since I've streamed and we just hit 1K, so well, not on this channel. We hit 1K on the Folk Home channel. Um, so I guess we'll do a stream. There's a level of planning you can expect with me, you know? Which is to say, no planning at all, actually. Generally in life, I don't think I ever really plan anything. I'm just sort of an impromptu, go with the flow kind of guy, you know? And we'll just see what happens. We could play some Minecraft, we could play some Dream Barbecue, I don't know. You know what I want to do though? Something I always want to do, but like never have the people for it. Hold on. What we're gonna do. Can I? It's this screen, right? Let's Okay, that's not working. Hold on. I want to get the webcam working, but for some reason the webcam in OBS is really finicky, so hold on a second. There we go. Can't use the webcam that's in this section of OBS. I have to copy paste the webcam from the part where it works. That makes sense. And it's reverse. I want to reverse it. I don't like when there you go. I like when it's perfectly mirrored. I don't like when it's opposite. It feels weird. But here you see we have a map of mostly Europe plus like Turkey and the Caucasus and Kazakhstan. But mostly it's Europe. And I get something I want to do is I want to change this map based on what you guys tell me to do. So at any time you can just send in a message and tell me what to change, and we'll see how it ends up by the end of the stream. How about that? We might do something else along the way, but this will always be a sort of background thing we'll be doing, I think. You depend on our protection, yet you feed us lies from the tablecloth. I probably shouldn't be singing copyrighted songs, should I? Sorry. You guys can hear me okay? Like the audio's fine? Everything's good? I think everything's good. And we now have 2 channels with 1,000 subscribers. Isn't that nuts? I never thought we'd get this far, let alone twice, you know? Okay, you can hear me. That's good. I never thought we'd manage that twice, you know. And the Minecraft channel, like the home channel, I was expecting it to hit 1,000 recently because it was like hovering around the 900s for the longest time. And then the Minecraft channel just flew right past it. So that was cool. And then now this one has finally started catching up. We're at 1,000 now, which is pretty cool. Not that it changes much because the home channel is not monetized. I'm not making any money off of it, and I barely ever upload to it anymore. Not that I upload much in general, mostly because I've stopped editing, and I need to learn how to do that again. Because I'm trying to get into DaVinci Resolve, but I hate editing. Yeah, we have this map of Europe here, and if you any comment you guys leave in the live chat, I'll try to keep up and try to keep up. It's not going to be difficult to keep up. Everything you like, if you said like, Germany annexes Austria, I just do it like that. So if you want to make any changes to the map of Europe, either to like improve it or just whatever random wacky suggestion, go ahead and we'll do it. Banana, 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 terracotta pie. Again, I shouldn't be singing copyrighted stuff. I just have it in my head. I've been listening to music all day because I have nothing to do. Right about now, it's time to rock with the biggity buck bumble. Bump to the bump to the bump to the bass. Bump to the bump to the bumble. You know, I'm in like a, Kim Unsorted guy. Recently released a video with me in it again. Hooray. Which is awesome. But not only that, I'm also going to be in a video with Forge Labs for like a half a minute. And if you've seen Gerd, I believe he's called. Gerd, he's a new guy. Gerd's video, he already has it uploaded. You can see me in there for a little bit. I'm there for like less than half a minute and then I die. It's a great cameo. But I'm not gonna say too much about like any plans or anything because I think they'd get upset if I started like leaking information, I guess. I'm gonna go ahead and yeah, I know Kim was devastated when I died. It's it was really funny actually because I didn't know, like I didn't have a plan or anything, and then I think the death was completely accidental and they played it off like it was intentional. And I think when I was watching the video, because I lost all hearing after I died, I didn't hear what they said after I died. So I was watching it and they were like, "Oh, he was being hostile." I was like, "Was I?" But it's not the first time I've instigated a battle upon my death. It's happened before. I'm used to it. Uh, let's make a little change to the map of Europe, shall we? First thing first, what I want to do. I'm not going to eliminate any nations yet because I want to see what you guys would want to do. But what I'm gonna do anyway is I'm gonna take. There's been a lot of problems throughout history in this specific region right here, Ireland and Northern Ireland. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to take Ireland and Northern Ireland and just separate them and just split them apart. Because if they can't play nice, then they can't be together. That's what I think. So just going to grab Northern Ireland here. It's not going to be perfect because I'm a bit too lazy to be perfect right now. Should have actually grabbed Ireland instead, but we'll fix that in a bit. What I want to do is I want to take Ireland, the Republic of Southern Ireland, if you will. I'm going to move it out. Just sort of scooch it off to the edge of the map here. It's for fun. Why not? Set to second, it's 2, not 3. Yeah, it's better. There we go. And then we can take Northern Ireland and just sort of put it back sort of approximately. Approximately where it was. There we go. First change to the map has been made. Ireland has been moved. It'd be really funny if somebody came in at this exact moment and they're like, "What the hell happened? Something's off. I can feel it." Iceland's all alone up there. They needed another guy to be all alone out there, so they can have someone to be all alone with, I guess. I don't know why this is what I want to do. I feel like a lot of the things I want to do on YouTube are the sort of things that require like a bigger audience in order to be fun. And I haven't earned that yet. So I sort of presume on content. And I've tried these sorts of things many a times and they never work. Like when I tried that D&D thing not long ago. Didn't really work. Because again, I don't have enough people. I would have if a lot of people showed up, but obviously, this is a smaller channel, so even less people would show up than if I streamed on the main channels. But if I did that, then I'd kill those channels. YouTube's not easy. But yeah, I'll get there eventually. You're right, Greg. Don't worry about it. It's not getting to me. Greg, what do you think we should change? Name a change we need to do to the map, Greg. We need to fix Europe here. That's what we're doing. We're fixing Europe. How do we fix Europe, Greg? Hello, Bolt. What's up? It's kind of just you and Greg right now. It's you and Greg and me. We're in this together. Make the UK small. Like, just shrink the island of Great Britain. Just shrink it physically. Or, like, make its borders smaller. What do you mean by that? Bolt, we're fixing Europe. Do you have any suggestions for fixing Europe? Shrink it down. Okay. I'm not going to include Northern Ireland in that because I think that's funny. So here's what we're going to do. Fix that one light pixel because that's bothering me. Take the island of Great Britain here, and we're going to not shrink it down just yet. We're going to cut it, put it on a different layer so that I can shrink it more perfectly. Because if you shrink it when you're using a like non-square cutout, then it doesn't shrink properly. So we're gonna do it like this, and then small UK. Yeah, that works. Should we touch up the? I feel like I should touch up the lines here so it doesn't look as blocky and artifacty. But it's going to anyway. There we go. The UK has been shrinked. I'm not being very careful with this, but whatever. The worse it looks, honestly, probably the better. Gonna be the funnier end result. Also, this map doesn't include all the Scottish islands, which just makes the UK look kind of naked. It's like if the UK was bald, you know? Alright, there you go. I've shrunk down. That was a great suggestion. Alright, so Ireland has been separated from Northern Ireland, and Great Britain has been shrunk. What next? Bolt, why don't you make a suggestion? I'm loving this already. Just looking at this, it's like if Ireland was still in the right place, there'd be like something weirdly off here, like the projection's off. It's like somebody put the UK in the wash and it just just shrunk down. Banana, 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 terracotta pie. I do this sort of thing a lot where I will just send a map of Europe to one of my friends and be like, name something I can do to change the map, and they'll always say something ridiculous like swap France and Italy's places or something like that. So honestly, I'm glad this is the first time I've heard shrink as a suggestion. Just make the UK small, and now it looks like it's on fair grounds with Ireland. They're about equal. Now Ireland stands a chance. They're further away, and the UK is smaller. It's the Irish dream. Other than, Northern Ireland still being here, but But I think there's a lot more we can do to fix Europe, because Europe has a lot of issues. We've been fighting for centuries, for millennia. We've been fighting over this damn little mini continent. We gotta fix it. We gotta fix it so that there will be no war. We're trying to prevent World War III. And I think it was a really good idea to shrink the UK. That really helps, There's less UK, there's less war. That's just how that works. Um, but it doesn't have to just be like physical changes. If you guys are like, oh, I want Poland to annex Belarus, we can do that too. That sort of thing. We can do anything, probably, maybe. Try to keep it like reasonable and calm at first, and then we'll go crazy. Okay. I, for one, am gonna make a simple little change. Is it 2 or is it 3? I genuinely cannot tell. Yeah, it's probably 3. I'm gonna go ahead and just carve, I don't know, that's not the correct borders at all, but I'm just gonna carve Galicia out of Spain and give it to Portugal. I think that just looks funny. There you go. That's my contribution. My first contribution. Any other ideas, chat? You have to. First thing you have to do is you have to identify a problem, right? Like, what is a problem with Europe, right? For example, France. That's a problem. We could just like sink France into the sea. We can do that. But I don't know. The UK is still together. Um, yeah, true. We can separate off like Scotland, Wales, and Cornwall, I guess, and Northern Ireland. Can do that. I'm not gonna get the exact borders here, but it's especially difficult when it's small like this. But there you go. Can have Scotland forever, and Northern Ireland, I guess, and Wales, and Cornwall. There you go. Now England is also divided, and I'll give this like island up here to Denmark. Oh, there you go. All right. I feel like so far you guys have only messed with the UK. We have not bothered anyone else other than Spain slightly, but that was my thing. You guys have been going after the UK exclusively. And now there is no UK. Now there's just England and the others. England, Scotland, Northern Ireland, Wales, and Cornwall, and Ireland. The tiny, tiny little Wales, tiny, tiny little Scotland, tiny, tiny little Cornwall. England is the main problem, yeah. What if we just we keep all the other little guys here, but we just sink England into the sea? Would that make you happy? We just get rid of the England part entirely? Would that be enough damage done to the UK to satisfy your bloodlust, and then we can move on? Okay. But now you guys have to start making changes to other places, and not just the UK. There we go. England no longer exists. It's just a mess of little tiny islands out in the North Sea now. I wish I could. I probably could, but I want to preface that right now in the live chat. There's just one, two, three, four, like 4 or 5 messages from Bolt just going sink, sink, sink in all caps. But there we go. Do we like change how these islands are positioned at all, or is that good for now? Do we move on to the rest of Europe? Now Ireland's the biggest one. Now it's going to be Ireland that's bullying the rest, probably. Or Norway or something. France could even come up here. They Brexited too hard. just for now, what I'm gonna do, my next change to the map, I'm gonna create an independent Bavaria. I don't know the exact borders of Bavaria though. Let me Google that. Bavaria. Bayern. Okay. There we go. Just going to look at this image and then totally do it perfectly and flawlessly based on that. There we go. That's a Bavaria now on the map. Germany has lost Bavaria. And if you don't like that Bavaria, if you think that's not an accurate Bavaria, shut up, man. Alright, I'm gonna need another suggestion from chat. Typing furiously right now. Anyway. There we go. Everybody's going to get down with the sickness. Because I feel like this Europe is definitely not fixed yet. This is an improvement for sure, but we can definitely fix it better. Uh, I'm going to go get something to drink and then I'll be right back. But you guys come up with ideas while I'm gone, okay? You have like maybe a minute. So start thinking and start typing. I'm back already. You failed. What do you mean I'm ignoring your economic disaster, Bolt? You mean the existence of whales? Yeah, that's an economic disaster. Oh, let me put on my blankie. I need to be all comfy. It's not even cold. Like, it's a pretty warm day. It's actually really nice out, but I'm keeping the sunlight out for your sake. And so that I can see the screen. But, you know, I need to get like a green screen wall set up here. DMs, hold on. Let me check this out. I don't usually check DMs when I'm on stream. Right. Okay. Sorry. The destroy the destroy the French message appears to have been filtered or something because it's not appearing in the chat. But I see it. You've sent a photo of it in DMs. So okay. Keep clicking the wrong one. There you go. So you can't just say destroy the French, right? Because what do you mean by that? Do you mean like have other countries take their land? Do you mean sink them entirely? Do you mean like shrink them like we did the UK? What do you want me to do to France, huh? What do you want? What do you want from me, huh? What do you want? And I guess don't say anything that'll get you censored on YouTube for whatever reason. I'm not doing that. YouTube is doing that. And as far as I can tell with settings, I can't control that. But apparently destroy the French isn't allowed, I guess. They lose 25 to 50% of their land. Okay, we can do that. Let's see. I mean, we got to do the classics, right? Like, let's see. Like giving this region here, give that to Germany. You know, they need to get something back after they lost Bavaria, you know. So we'll give them Alsace-Lothringen or Lorraine or whatever you want to call it. And then we'll give Calais to Belgium for all the like 3 Belgium stands out there. Real Belgium moment. And I don't know what else. Give a bit of land to Italy here, and to Switzerland. I'm trying to keep the borders at least somewhat like pretty for the time being and not go too crazy right away. There we go. Now Italy contains 3 micronations. Who out there loves micronations? I know I do. I love my micronations. There, France has certainly lost some land. I don't know if it's 25%. You let me know if they need to lose more. But they've certainly lost some land. I say I wasn't going to go too crazy right away. I say that and then I look at the UK and what we've done. Good enough. Okay. Anywhere else you feel a need to change something? Any other like problem area of Europe you want fixed? I mean, okay, let's actually think like how do we actually fix Europe, right? Let's look at some like contentious areas, right? Like we have Crimea. We got to fix Crimea. Because giving it to Ukraine doesn't work, giving it to Russia doesn't work. We got to figure out a way to fix this, okay? We got to fix Crimea. Same can be said for like Kosovo and I guess maybe North Macedonia and Cyprus. I'm just giving you guys some ideas, okay? We have all these little micronations. Do we want to keep them? Norway and Denmark have a war. Throw a coin. If it's heads, they lose. So, like, one annexes the other, like, completely. I'm not against that. Do I have a coin, though? Hold on, I might. I do not have a coin on me. I have a dice. Yeah, so if Norway wins, all of Denmark is Norway and vice versa. Got it. Okay. Okay. Sure. I'm gonna throw my 60-sided dice, and if it's like 30 and below, Norway wins, 30 and above, Denmark wins. I don't fucking know. Above, Denmark wins. Okay. Sad day for me. Denmark annexes Norway. Oh no. Oh no, that's awful. I don't think we've fixed Europe at all, guys. I think we just made it way worse. But we'll roll with it. Okay. Denmark, Norway exists again. That's wonderful. Okay. What else? What else? What else? I can like make myself appear brighter or darker by doing. It's the simple things in life that keeps you happy. Right, here's a problem area I've noticed, right? Kaliningrad. Now, there's been a lot of jokes. I mean, this used to belong to Germany. Before that, it was kind of Lithuanian. And, you know, the Polish controlled it for a while. And now it's the Russians. And there's been some recent jokes about Czechia annexing it. We need to fix this. We need to fix this little Russian enclave here. What do we do with it? What do you guys think we should do with Kaliningrad? Do we give it to somebody? Do we move it? Do we sink it? Do we shrink it? What do we do? Make it bigger? I don't know. Whatever you can think of, you weird little guys. You weird little buggers. What do you want me to do? I'm just trying to throw out ideas on the wall and see what catches you guys' attention. And if your messages aren't coming through, try to rephrase them. I am looking at chat, but I guess sometimes they get censored if you call for the destruction of a country or a people. I think destroy France would probably be okay, but I think destroy the French probably counts as like targeted violence or something. Shrink Kaliningrad. You really like shrinking, Greg. Is that like a secret fetish or something? You're just shrinking everything? Okay. Let me just grab Kaliningrad here. Königsberg, for those of you who remember the good old days. I'm just gonna... Just make it small, that'll solve it. Yeah, that's how geopolitics work. You just shrink it and everything's fine. What? Okay, there is something really funny about that. I'm short, so everything and anyone is considered smaller in my eyes. I don't quite understand that logic, but okay, we'll go with it. Kaliningrad has been shrunk. It is now smaller than Gotland. I feel like that's almost better for Russia, because now they don't have to defend it by land, they just have to have a navy out there. I guess, which makes it maybe more peaceful. There's no land connection there, less threat. I don't know. Like, Bolt, are you playing it or are you streaming it? Because if you're streaming, why the hell are you here? But if you're just playing, why are you doing that? We have a Europe to fix, Bolt. You need to buckle in. Can't be doing this. I might make myself some chocolate pudding. I don't know. That wasn't a comment. I just really like chocolate pudding. We'll stream with Steepy later. Yeah, then fucking play later. I was playing before Europe was on the agenda. Europe is always on the agenda. That's what you need to learn. But yeah, no, literally anything goes. And I'll keep going until the map is at least like changed enough that I can say this is what my viewers have done. I don't know. I'm probably going to do this in the future as well, just to see what kind of results we eventually come up with in the future as well. Like, we'll do this like a few different times. And then, you know, as the audience grows, the map will eventually look, you know, crazier and crazier. Is the idea. Big fucking green one. Split it civil war. Big fucking green one. Do you mean Russia? This one? Russia? The big fucking green one? Yeah, dude, like, I understand not understanding geography, but when you think the big one and Europe, there's only one that's like the big one, right? I told you I don't know names. Well, okay, you want a civil war in Russia? You want to bring back the Soviet Union? I can do that. It's weird though, because like Civil War, I mean, this isn't like you usually wouldn't map out a Civil War. We're basically just splitting it. Um, basically just splitting it into two countries more so than civil warring, because this isn't like um time map. This is political map, and it's hard to map out civil wars because their borders fluctuate. You know. But I could definitely split Russia up. Could do that. Could have like a South Caucasus thing, and then like Karelia, Urals. I don't know. Novgorod and Muscovy. I don't know how far we want to take this. We already made Kaliningrad small. We might as well keep messing with Russia. We definitely need to get some map nerds in on this. So if you know any map nerds, tell them to get in here. You know. Just because this map doesn't have it, I'm going to add Transnistria. And I understand why it doesn't have it. You know, it's very small, hard to map out, and depending on who you ask, doesn't exist. But I believe in them. Not that I'm a communist, but I do just think it's like a funny thing that exists, and I want it to be acknowledged more. There we go. So now we have Transnistria on the map. Probably bigger than it is in real life. Uh, Shred Italy. Separate it. Okay, sure. We can do that. Do you mean like politically, like we like separate into like south and north and all these little guys, or do you mean like physically shred it to bits? Because that's a bit more annoying to do, but I can do it. But if you mean like create like Naples and like the Papal State, I can do that too. Cheese grater. No, no, physically shred. Okay. So, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna like katana it, you know, like if it's like in an anime. Hold on. Let me try to see if I can make this work how I imagine it. So we take this chunk, we push it out. Careful not to push it into. This is why we have to use multiple layers here. So we can. The way I'm imagining this, hold on. Need to also remove the white so that I have more control over. Or not the white, the blue. Need to remove the ocean, basically. Or at least cut it closer. Do like that. That shouldn't be messing with anybody. Uh, right. And then going to do it again on this side. Just put it back over this way. And so you can imagine like somebody like anime style. They brandished their blade that they've been honing for centuries or whatever, and they just go like the, and then Italy just cuts in three, blood spurts everywhere. Trying to keep up with the stream while doodling stuff from Kim's video with you. Oh, that's cool. Can't wait to see it. But there you go. We've split Italy in three. Now there are a bunch of islands. Instead of just having the two and now Corsica because we took it from France. Now there are many islands. And we can do all sorts of fun things with that. I'm sure. It looks kind of funny. Like they're apple slices of Italy. I don't know what that fixes though, but I like the initiative. I like the idea. I think maybe we should do that in real life. Just, and now these like little guys in the Balkans, like Croatia, Bosnia, they don't have to go through this channel to get to the Mediterranean. They can just cross straight across Italy. Fixes their ego. Yeah, because if there's anybody known for their big ego in Europe, it's the Italians. My contribution to this, just because I think it'd be funny for some reason. Hold on, I need to merge this down. There you go. I'm gonna go ahead and just take Corsica and Sardinia and just flip them upside down. One of those smaller changes that fewer people will notice. I just think that's funny. Especially in the 19 somethings. Yeah, I guess they had a bit more of an ego then. I think they've been relatively humbled though. Who benefits from this at all? Portugal. I think Portugal so far is the only nation that has benefited from what we've done. And Denmark, I guess. Denmark and Portugal are the big winners so far. But this is already a great start. This is getting a lot further than I thought it would. I think we should probably more accurately represent Malta here. I don't exactly know how the border goes, but we'll give the northern half to Turkey because it's basically Turkish owned, Turkish occupied North Cyprus. Crazy statement. But there you go. Technically, I think slightly more accurate than just having a united. I should, if it's completely accurate, I'd include the little strip of like United Nations border zone and like the two little English naval bases. But England doesn't exist anymore, so what are you gonna do about it? I have a really dumb idea, but this is a change I want to make personally. I'm going to I'm gonna take Wales. I'm just gonna move it a little bit. We're just gonna put it in the Black Sea, over by over by Georgia, because why not? There you go. Have fun in the Black Sea, Balt. Your new neighbor is Georgia now, and the Turks. Have fun with that. No, my homeland. You make me get annexed by Denmark, I put you in the Black Sea. Certified giraffe or something. I don't know. I don't speak I don't. I was gonna say I don't speak Elden Ring. Uh, I'm sorry. Oh man, no, this was a good idea. This is a really good idea. Let's do a little geography lesson for. Get the fuck on call. I want to insult you on stream temporarily. Lighthearted. No, not gonna do that. I'm gonna give you a quick geography lesson since you're so bad. You got Spain, Portugal, Andorra's the little tiny one there. You got France, Italy. That's Monaco, San Marino, Vatican, Switzerland, Liechtenstein. Belgium, the Netherlands, and Luxembourg are what's called the Benelux or lowland countries. Germany, Bavaria doesn't normally have independence. Austria, Czechia, Slovakia, Hungary, Slovenia, Croatia, Bosnia, Serbia, Kosovo, Montenegro, Albania, North Macedonia, Greece, Bulgaria, Turkey, Romania, Moldova, Transnistria, Ukraine, Poland, Belarus, Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, Finland, Russia, Sweden. And Georgia, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan. It's not that hard. Learn the map, damn it. Like what if there's like an emergency and you need to know the map? You gotta know the map. You never know when you need to know the map. Like knowing the map of Europe has saved my life countless times. Totally real story. Okay, here's my suggestion for another map change, right? Again, going back to Crimea here. Russia and Ukraine keep fighting over Crimea. How do we solve this? Well, we have to give it to a third party. You know, it's like when you have two kids and they're fighting over who gets to play with the toy, what does the parent do? They just take the toy away and neither of the kids get the toy. Same situation here. We're taking away the toy of Crimea from Ukraine and Russia. So who do we give Crimea to? What is the legal guardian that'll keep Crimea protected? It can be any nation on this map or off the map. Give it to Brazil for all I care. We'll put Brazil on the map. Who do we give Crimea to solve this issue? Who can keep it safe? I can only remember the countries from Yakko's world. Yeah, that's almost all of them. So, good job. United States, Canada, United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru, Republic Dominican, Cuba, Caribbean, Greenland, El Salvador, too, Puerto Rico, Colombia, Venezuela, Honduras, Guyana, and still Guatemala, Bolivia, then Argentina, and Ecuador, Chile, Brazil. Give it to Sweden. Okay. Which I think Sweden is currently the same color. Yeah, so we need to give Sweden a different color. Hold on. That barely stands out, but I think it stands out a little better on stream, maybe. There you go. Sweden has its own color now, and they own Crimea for some reason. Sweden, the famous peacekeeping force. They'll keep Crimea safe, I'm sure. Greg, can we have another one of your unique ideas? Because you keep coming up with crazy ones like shred Italy and shrink the UK. I want to hear what your crazy mind cooks up next. United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru, Republic Dominican, Cuba, Caribbean, Greenland, El Salvador, too, Puerto Rico, Colombia, Venezuela, Honduras, Guyana, and still Guatemala, Bolivia, then Argentina, and Ecuador, Chile, Brazil, Costa Rica, I used to be able to sing it by memory, but enlarging Kazakhstan is ignored. That, I guess, is another message that got removed for some reason. I don't know what's up with you and your removed messages, but we can certainly enlarge Kazakhstan, which I think the way I'm going to go about doing that is just following along the border and just making them grow, but like keeping the shape of the border, kinda. Somewhat, not perfectly, but you see the vision. Kazakhstan grows ever so slightly. Looks like it kind of got scratched up in the printer, but that works. Oh, it's because I'm on my second account. This account always messed up with your chats. Uh, I don't know. Maybe YouTube just doesn't like that account. Maybe you did it bad. Nah, here we go. Right. Maybe you did it bad, and YouTube is hates you now. Yeah, I saw the very specific instructions. I did do the opposite of that. I did just give them more land from Russia, but it's basically the same effect. I did do a bad. Well, there you go. At least you admit to it. You know, I washed the dishes today and I did a good job. For the first time, I did a good job at it. I'm getting better at this whole adult life thing. If only I was a rich and famous YouTuber and I could just hire a maid to do it for me or something. Do you ever think about that? Like, you see all these videos of like successful YouTubers, they have like a mansion and like three cars or whatever, or they have all this money to like go on tour and all this other crazy stuff. Do you think some of them just hire maids to do basic everyday tasks? Because I probably would, not gonna lie. If I had fuck you money, like if I was rich, rich, I would never cook or clean again, bro. Are my chats appearing or not because they keep disappearing? I don't know what's up with that. I genuinely, if I don't mention your message, it probably didn't get through. I don't know why that's happening. I'm genuinely, hold on, let me actually switch to the streaming channel here. So I don't know why YouTube is removing some of them. I don't have any kind of like chat censor on or anything like that. So if it doesn't get through and I don't see it, just try to like reword it, I guess, and then send it again. I don't know why that's a thing. I'll have to figure that out at some point because it is rather annoying that the few people I do have here can barely say anything. Um, it's weird. I think YouTube just dislikes all of us. I think YouTube is a very hateful individual. and they need to get canceled on Twitter.com. That's just the truth of it. Greg, since you're drawing about it, what was your favorite moment from the new video I did with Kim? Tell us about that. That shouldn't get censored, I think. My favorite thing about it is that it took so long between recording it and it releasing for me, and I have bad memory to begin with, so I didn't remember any of the things I said during that recording. So rewatching it, I was laughing at my own jokes, which I don't normally do. You know what? Yeah, I'll probably just pull up Discord on my other monitor so I can see. If you want to send the messages in like the general chat on the server, that works too. My favorite moment was probably when you said that the creature was tall, dark, and handsome. Yeah, that was a good one. I don't know what it is with me, but I have a habit of when I improvise, I don't really know how to describe it. It was like I saw the monster, and it was, you know, it was tall, it was lanky, and it was black, and I was like, well, it's tall, dark, and handsome. That's what you call like that's like a phrase, you know, that's a phrase. So I just went for it, and then Kim was like, no, 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 it's not, because he takes everything I say very literally. I don't think he understood the reference. Oh, dude. Well, why are you waiting for my release? You're the one editing it. What? Banana, 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 terracotta pie. Aw. Right. Sink half of Russia and the other half give to another country. Okay. Uh, okay, let me figure this out here. So we're gonna give some land away. I'm gonna give Karelia and stuff, Kola, to Finland. Because why not? Cool. And then I have an idea. Uh I guess just give this sort of Caucasus area all to Georgia. Why not? Then give Estonia some stuff. You know, they're small. They deserve it. They've earned it. And then I think what we're gonna do is just sink the rest. Except for the one place Russia will remain, which is in tiny shrunken Kaliningrad. That's funny to me. It's the one place they'll get to exist. This is so much better. So much better than the regular map of Europe, for sure. Yeah. Does that satisfy what you wanted, Greg? You know, now that I'm thinking about it, this means we didn't even have to worry about the Crimea issue because now there's no Russia really that can take Crimea, so we didn't even have to give it to Sweden after all, but we're keeping all the changes we make, unless another change overrides it. It's really cool, you know, whenever these videos posted by like Kim and stuff come out and I'm in them, there's always a surprising amount of comments that are like really, really cool. And they're like, yo, I like this guy. This folklore guy is cool. I want to see more of him. It's always really cool to see that. And I'm really happy about that. I'm honestly, I think the one thing I'm excited for in terms of making YouTube videos, it's not recording the videos that much, it's not editing definitely. Though it's not even the like future goals or whatever. The one thing that excites me about making YouTube videos is sort of having that community and having all of these people that just for whatever reason decide to spend their time just hanging out with me basically. I don't know. I think that's cool. And you know, getting like fan art and all these positive comments, it's a really cool experience. And I think it's probably the best part of the entire thing. I really don't understand, you know, those kinds of like streamers and content creators that, you know, don't treat their audience well. You know, I've seen clips of them like I get it if it's like for a joke, you know, that's whatever. I'll do that too. But like I've seen some streamers that are surprisingly popular that like just clearly do not like their audience. Like how could that why? Then you've done something wrong. Then it's on you as a creator that you haven't cultivated the audience you want. That's on you. Um I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but I think that's true. I think that's a hashtag truth nuke, as they say. Yeah. I'm gonna another change I'll make just for the funsies. I'm gonna take Northern Ireland and put them on a little vacation down to the Mediterranean. There you go. Now Scotland and Cornwall are all alone. Wales has been moved. Northern Ireland has been moved. England is gone. And now it's just Scotland and Cornwall just hanging out. Northern Ireland is now half Greek, half Italian instead of half Irish, half English. Put Ireland next to Wales. I don't know if Ireland. I'd have to shrink it, I think. I don't know if Ireland has room in the Black Sea. If we delete Crimea, I guess we could do that. Um, you know what I'm actually gonna do? Uh, I'm gonna take, yeah, Ireland. Why not? You know, why not Ireland? And do a little bit like that. And we're just sort of gonna graft it onto Iceland. Uh, like so. And now they can have the troubles with a completely different people. There you go. Way better than just having them out in the North Sea on their own. Now they have a friend again. That doesn't look cursed at all. Uh, right. There's something so cursed about flipped Ireland. I don't know what it is. It's just not used to it, I guess. Ah, I was not ready to stream today. I have nothing planned. I just sort of started doing this, and we're just seeing where it goes. Okay, hear me out. What if we put a smaller France inside of France? Just like a second smaller France inside of the original France. But it's like two different Frances. France. I just need like a really small, really simple map of France. Sorry about the chat filter. I'll try to look into fixing that after stream. If we just did that, right? Hear me out. Go into another layer. And then tiny France inside of big France. And we can make it a different France. Like it's a deeper blue, more evil France. Inside of France. I like that. I don't know why. I like that. What if you sink a bunch of spots within Romania? Make it have a bunch of sinkholes, basically. Okay, so make the map of Romania look like a Romanian road. You got it. We'll just fill Romania with big lakes. It's like Romania has some kind of like illness. Is that enough lakes? Do you want more lakes? I'll try to keep an eye on Discord chat at the same time. More? Okay. We're making it Finland up in here. big one in here. But have like a little small one right there. And then one up here. Oh, didn't finish the loop there. Is that enough? I'm realizing now you're making Romania into like Swiss cheese. That's what it's looking like right now. Romania is cheese. I probably sunk my dad now I'm thinking about it. He's somewhere in Romania right now. Shout out to my dad in Romania. That's enough. Okay. That's enough lakes in Romania. Good. Okay, here's my next query, my next problem for you guys to solve. All of these countries in the Western Balkan, they used to be Yugoslavia plus Albania. What do we do with all these guys, okay? Because they're a mess. They're a disunified mess, okay? You have all these big countries, and then you just have a bunch of little tiny ones just scattered around the Balkans. It's a mess. It needs to be fixed. What do we do about the ex-Yugoslav countries, okay? What do we do about them? Either come up with a fix for them or something else entirely, and it's entirely up to you guys. I'm not going to try to like railroad your decisions here. You want to know something I've been thinking about actually in terms of like content creation and all of that, and like becoming more known now that I have like 1,000 subscribers? I've been dreading that question, or I guess that comment that you usually see somebody get, and then they blow up and become popular, and it becomes like a thing where they're like, "Oh, please remember me when you become popular. Will you remember me when you become famous?" That sort of thing. Oh, I dread that question because the nice thing is to be like, "Yeah, of course I'll remember you," and yeah, and then later down the line, be like, "Yeah, I remember that guy. He was awesome." My memory is terrible, and as much as I'd want to remember somebody, I'd probably wouldn't. Unless I was like talking to them on the daily, I'd probably forget about them. um, put them through the Hunger Games. Put them in a wheel of names, and whoever wins gets to absorb them all. Well, I'm not gonna just have them all get annexed by one country, if that's what you mean, but I like the idea of a Hunger Games sort of thing. We might do that, but that takes a bit to set up. Oh, but for all of these guys, right? Oh, okay, now I understand what you mean. For like the Yugoslav states, right? I'm stupid. See, my memory's so bad I forgot what we were talking about. Uh, that is one idea. We could do that. We could do a Yugoslav Hunger Games, but I think that's just called the Yugoslav Wars. Um, right, so here's my suggestion. So Kosovo, right? Serbia wants it, and Albania wants it, and they just want to be free. But what if they just, Albania and Serbia, they need to start like coming together and understanding each other. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make them swap places. And they'll have to spend some time in each other's shoes and see how they like it. That is weird. Like all of the other changes I can excuse, looking at that is just that's just the wrong color in that place. That's just not right. And I mean, of course, we have to cut off Bosnia's access to the sea entirely. Just because, they're not allowed to go swimming. That's a purely Croatian activity, don't you know? I think we're going to let you guys make 5 more changes, and then that'll be that for this map. 5 last changes, and that'll be it. So make them count. If there's anything you really want to see changed, now's the time to make it happen. Whatever it is, it can be literally anything. Probably. Maybe not, but probably. Put Spain in the big empty spot where Russia used to be. Now we're thinking with sauce. What? What does that even mean? I don't know. But I said it. And I meant it. Now we're thinking with sauce. Now we're cooking with gas. That's the phrase. We're gonna take Spain and move it somewhere else. Alright, let me try to make this not entirely ugly. So what we're gonna do... Here's how you do this in a way that's, like, clean. It's not going to be clean at first, but just stick with the process, okay? Stick with the process. Just to get, like, a preview of what that's going to look like. Oh, wonderful. I'm gonna clean this Spain up first, or maybe we just want 2 Spains. That's up to you guys. And Andorra as well. Can't forget Andorra. There we go. So that is Spain moved there. Now we just need to get rid of the old Spain. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna leave that to you, Greg. Do we keep the old Spain and just have 2 Spains, or do we delete the old Spain? Because I like both ideas. Weirdly enough, Spain fits that gap. You seeing this? Like this little protrusion fits this little gap, and it's perfectly straight there. And then it goes along like here pretty smoothly. These islands go into this gap. That actually fits really well. Delete old Spain and make Portugal bigger. You got it. That'll be change number 2. Number dos. Got it? Because we're in Spain. And look at that. Andorra now has a coastline. Good for them. And now make Portugal bigger. Okay, let's do that. Big Portugal. Portugal is the big winner. They got land from Spain. Spain got flown away, and now they're huge. Big win for Portugal, this map. If there's any Portuguese people in the audience, you're welcome. Okay, 3 changes left. 3 changes left. See, I don't even want to try to say that. I don't want to butcher the language. Sí, entiendo por qué dijiste dos. Dijiste. I don't speak Portuguese or Spanish or whatever that is. I tried to learn Portuguese for a while, but that was Brazilian Portuguese, not mainland Portuguese. Portuguese. Oh, you're so Portuguese. Markiplier clip. Put that in there. Editor. No one's gonna edit this. Oh, you're so Portuguese. Hello, everybody. My name is Portuguese. Big ups for Portugal today. Shout out to Portugal. I've also been to Portugal. Portugal's a lovely country. I'd want to go back there sometime. Because, you know, if I were to go on, like, tour of Europe, you know, if I'd want to do one of those YouTuber tours, I wouldn't just go to the big ones like Germany and France and the UK. I'd probably not even go to the UK at all. No. I'd go to Portugal. And only Portugal. That'd be really funny. Announce a tour, but then every location is somewhere in Portugal. Oh, that'd be funny. Just do a Portugal tour. Just like a holiday that I disguise as a tour. Oh, oh, that's a good one. Oh, I crack myself up sometimes. Oh man. Yeah, no, Spain fit in that gap really well. I was surprised at that. It's a really like that looks like it was intentional. Ugh, okay, we got three changes left, guys. Unless we think like it's fixed, we're done. Is this fixed, or do we want to make some more changes? Because I'll allow three more. I think the only places we haven't really touched has been like this sort of area. Poland, Belarus, Ukraine, kind of touched Ukraine, and then like the Danube countries. I don't know what we'd do with them though. Maybe bring back Austria Hungary. That'd be kind of cool. If you guys want to bring back Austria Hungary, bring back the Habsburgs. The Alabama of Europe, if you will. Or if you want to bring in like a random non-European nation, just plop Brazil or something. Plop Colombia, or Venezuela, or America, just on the map, just in the corner. You know, just whatever you want. Whatever you want. Three more changes. And then we'll be done for today. I think this was a great way to celebrate that I hit 1,000 on one of my channels. You know, this has so much to do with that. This is so relatable and so perfectly fitting as a celebration. You depend on our protection, yet you feed us lies from the tablecloth. Uh, Folk, you must know I'm studying you under a microscope. What does that mean? You see Turkey, yeah, shrink that down to a tiny island. You really like shrinking stuff. But I'm on it, I guess. All of it? Like, including Istanbul, or just the Asian part? And half of Cyprus? Or is Cyprus not included in that? It's gonna be really annoying to shrink down, actually, because there's no proper border here. It's just, you know, black where it meets the Middle East. Um, but I can try. Hold on. It's gonna be really annoying to get right because I need to like zoom out a bit more than try to get it all in frame. I'm not gonna include Istanbul because I think it's funnier if that just stays the way it is. Copy, second layer, and then how's this gonna look if we? Oh, this can work. Don't worry. This can definitely work. Uh, it's not perfectly proportionate, but you know, just to maintain the silhouette of it all. And then we need to go to the regular turkey and delete it. Should be as simple as doing a bit of that. Yep. Simple as that. Turkey has now also been shrunk. Awesome. 2 more changes. Wait, why did the Portugal gap in the sea open back up? I filled that in. There we go. Didn't I? I still don't know what the hell it means that you're studying me under a microscope. I don't understand that, but we'll go with it. But man, look at all this space now. I mean, Greece can just go right through here now. They don't have to worry about big old Turkey bullying them. It means you're a very interesting specimen, and I like who you are as a person. Funny and very awesome. Thank you, Greg. I don't deserve that kind of compliment, but thank you. Um, I think what we should do is we take all of these Balkan nations. They're all a mess over here, right? And we do something with them. We do something. I don't know. I never liked this part of the map. It looks messy. I feel like we need to do something here. I vote for bringing back Austria-Hungary personally. I think that'd be fun. Not going to be perfectly drawn borders, but just generally the idea. I agree, bring back Austria-Hungary. All right, let's do this. First step, annex Hungary, Slovakia, and Czechia and Slovenia. All gone. All Habsburg. And I guess Croatia and Bosnia too. Gotta have those full maximum Austria-Hungary borders. And I guess we should give them South Tyrol. Again, not perfect borders, but I'll try somewhat to get it somewhat right. Somewhat. Not promising anything. And then they need parts of Poland and Ukraine. Again, I'm not going to be able to... Hold on, let me pull up a map. I can at least try to get it somewhat accurate. Austria, Hungary map overlay so that I can see it compared to modern borders. Thank you, Google. Very useful. Open image. Thank you, Reddit. Okay. Not perfect, but shut up. They're gonna get part of the Romanian lakes. That's fine. The lakes really add to that now. That's a pretty good Austria-Hungary, man. I gotta say, for just being sort of blindly, I mean, I'm following a map, sort of, but mostly just doing it by hand. That's a pretty good Austria-Hungary. You gotta admit. Romania has never looked worse. All right. You have one last change, chat, to make Europe perfect. Okay? Banana, 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 terracotta pie. Do we make Poland furry? I don't know. Whatever you want. The final the final piece de resistance, the little tiny thing that Europe really needs. What do we need? The final thing to fix Europe. This is huge. Just look at like where we haven't touched it too much. Try to affect those places. Wherever that may be. It seems to me like the big winners here are Denmark, Portugal, Finland, Georgia, and Austria. They're the big winners. The big losers being the UK and Turkey and France and Italy and Russia and Spain. A lot of losers. A lot of losers. A lot of people have not had a great time in this map. Um, Greg, don't fail me now. I need one final change. Reach into that brilliant mind of yours and tell me what you see. Got filtered again. No. No. I don't get it. I feel like I should at least be able to see it. Since, I own the channel, I should be able to see filtered messages. Right, yeah. Go to the server, put it in there. Maybe next time we'll just do it in the server voice chat or something. Final change to the map, Greg. I'm excited. I want to see what you got. And don't worry about the filter. It's not your fault. Something wrong with my channels in particular. I'll try to fix it. Close your eyes and point to your screen randomly. Whichever country that lands on, destroy it. Okay. Hold on. Let me try to make this random. I landed on Latvia. Not a huge change because Latvia is not that big, but I don't really know what you mean by destroy it. If you mean like sink it into the ocean or just carve it up. So I'm just going to carve it up. Who needs a Latvia anyway? Who needs 3 Baltic nations? You can just have 2. All right. This is the result. I'm going to put that into Discord server. And I guess thank you guys. Hold on. Thank you guys for subscribing. Getting both channels to over 1,000 subscribers is crazy. And thank you for being here for the stream, the few of you that were. Thank you and goodbye.